I'm already letting you know, Trina. I'm not even blaming my dad.
To understand and know about body contours.
You cannot. That's how it was.
Because a pound could...
I felt that it was over. Now think about the anxiety they get when they're driving.
Something that I've done for my life, where trauma responses were getting a fan and there's no heart. What are you doing? My grandmother loved us. Because
I have them moments with my son. Men to take probably and knocking.
It wasn't cool to be African. You know what I mean? It was tough already, so it was just a constant battle.
Welcome to Honestly Speaking. I am your host, Honestly Trina, and today with me I have the amazing cast, well, some of the amazing cast from Surviving South London. I like to call it personally Thriving in South London. So on set with me currently, we have two of the cast members and also the producer. With me I have Shaka Henry.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. Good, blessings.
Shaka's normally behind the camera.
Yeah, you can tell.
But today he's in front of the camera. That's your camera there. And then we have John Harding Jr., our amazing boxer. He also goes by Pesta. He's a rapper, but he tries to not rap too much anymore. Anyway, so we're going to get into it. You have the opportunity to ask our cast some questions. After about 40 minutes, we will then go into some Q&As from you, and then we will change our our cast members over. So, Shaka.
Yeah, let's go.
Finally, welcome to Honestly Speaking,
Thank
Shaka.
you made me, and I said I weren't coming. And I'm here, twice, but I'm here and blessed.
On camera.
Camera. So, Shaka, you are the producer, director,
everything.
Lighting,
dog's body, marketing, everything
behind the docuseries Surviving South London. What made you decide to document multiple lives from South London?
So basically how it started was this now. So I ain't got no rehearsed. Everyone that knows me. I just talk from my heart, innit? So how it started was this. We had a studio. So I'll just give you a little premise of what we did. So can I give you a little background on premise? And my name's Shaka Henry, as you said. I've been in the industry 20 years. I started off in music distribution, TV, all of that stuff, all that malarkey. How we got to survive in South London was I partnered with a studio called Blue Canary Studios. You've seen the studio. That's where we shot everything. You've seen the studio. Beautiful space. I said, okay, I've been in the game a while. I've got my own streaming platform. Let's try and make something.
Let's just shout out Shaka's streaming platform. You can download it from the App Store. It's called RepDatTV. And the series is currently out, episode 1. Sorry.
No, good plug. So our streaming platform available on every single TV in the world, smart TV, down. So long story short, the reason why I came up with it is because I went to the industry and said, I've got this space. Can we make something we can take to Netflix? Can we make? And again, everyone gave us the runaround. Everyone talked. All the biggest names in the industry. I won't say names. I've said it before. I won't say names, but all came in and I said, you know what? Let's just make something that we want to make. I don't even care. It's not even about money. How can we just make something authentic? I said, you know what? A lot of things was going around with the surviving P. Diddy, surviving everything, surviving R. Kelly. And I was sitting there, I was like, you don't know what it's like to survive in South London. And it was just that. It just clicked. And I said, that sounds mad.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to make a show called Surviving South London. I'm going to talk about like what it's really like to come from South London. But I wanted to take it from approach of someone that has grown up heavily around this road stuff, but didn't do this road stuff. And I wanted to show a different side of things. I wanted to say, all right, I'm a known face from the area, but no one knows me to do road. They know me doing business. They know me doing my own thing. Why don't that side of the story get told? And then I started thinking, well, yes, I'm from Lewisham, SE13, but my dad's from Brixton. I was born in Croydon. I lived on Sumner Road, 2 minutes from Yellow Brick. I've lived all around South London. And so I was like, why don't I get lots of different stories from South London, get them and just try and show the youths, more importantly, the next generation after us, like, you're going through this, but don't think we didn't go it. We're your parents, but we went through madness and we are here now on the other end.
Yeah.
And how can I just get people to inspire people? Started looking at my phone book about really inspirational people, pitched them the idea, they liked it. Bang, boom, bing.
And we're here.
Here we are.
300 hours of recording time.
It was mad. Don't even get me to the editing. It was horrid, but we got there in the end.
Yeah. So you've recorded Surviving South London.
Yeah.
And you've broken it down into 4 episodes.
Yeah.
What are the things that you kind of focus on during the docuseries?
All right. So what we found with the episode is every single person's from a different part of London.
Yeah.
Bar probably, well, they are from different parts of Brixton, because that's the argument. A lot of people are moaning that we haven't got a lot of Southwest in it, that all the Southwest are from Brixton.
Don't worry, there's going to be more series.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But it was really about just getting different. Say the question again, that threw me off. I'm not going to lie.
So the question was around what is some of the things, the themes in the series.
So the first episode. So when we taped it all chronologically. Everyone that came in, tell us how you started, tell us your story, tell us the things that impacted you. So when we watched all of this footage, and bear in mind, like you said, lots of hours of footage, we watched it and it was like trauma. So the first episode we put out was actually the second episode we'd edited.
Right.
But we was like, you know what? This has got so much trauma in it. We want to show them the pain. Then we'll bring them back to the early age when it was just a bit more peaceful.
Yeah.
Then we want to show them a little bit more trauma. And then we want to show them the success.
Yeah.
And that's how we kind of put the episodes together.
I love that. And there's a lot of success.
More success than trauma. Way, and the trauma's a lot. You've seen the first episode. It's a lot, but way more success.
If you haven't already, do go and download RepDatTV. Episode 1 is currently out.
Yeah.
Pester. Welcome back, Pester.
I'm back. We're back.
So those of you that watch Honestly Speaking, you'll know that Pester, I interviewed Pester in April. Oh, well, it wasn't April, but it came out in April. And it's nice to have you back. So Pester, what inspired you to be part of this docuseries?
Shaka reached out to me with the idea he had. And I'm a person, if someone's got an idea, I just feel like God's giving you that vision, and you've come and contacted me, and I said, yeah, I'll be part of it. Because I was at a stage in my career where sometimes work's coming left, right, and center. And he had an idea, and the way he presented the idea was like, you know what? It wasn't just an idea, it was just like something within him. Like this, and for him to select me, I feel like, right, there's a reason behind it. That you've selected me, there's a vision that you see. I can't see it as yet, but I'm gonna go along with it.
Yeah, and I was very lucky because shout out Selena Boyd, the owner and founder of Coco Girls. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it here today because of the travel train disturbances. But Selena introduced me to Shaka, and that's why I'm part of the docuseries. Wow. But I was privileged to be able to watch Pester tell his story. So that's where I first met Pester. And I was like,
yeah, I forgot that,
Yeah. And I was like, I need to have Pester on the show. And then Shaka was like, don't let him talk too much about the thing because like the documentary and I was like, no, don't make him say too much, Trina.
I forgot.
And I was like, no, don't worry. We're gonna just focus on some things. We won't go too much into it. And there's way more because I watched the first episode that's out now, and I was able to see that there was so much more in the docuseries that I didn't cover. But one thing we did cover on that day is that you were about to you only had a few months left to complete your masters.
Yes.
And today,
today's the day. See the black fist in the air, huh?
So Pester handed in his final dissertation today.
Yeah, everything, man. So, man, I done my final presentation all in 1 week. So dissertation, presentation, and
So that's it now.
Yes, weight off my back.
You just
man.
have to wait.
Finish my masters. I'm good now, man. Yeah.
We're very, very proud of you.
Yeah.
Those of you that are watching live, can we get some fingers, like some claps, some hearts, love hearts for Pesta? We do rate you. How have you been since the last time we've seen you?
Oh, that was April. Same thing, focusing on getting through this stage of my masters, but focusing just day by day, man. I feel like once you're onto a new day, whatever yesterday's done, you can't control it. Onto the next day, and focusing on the next step. That's all I do day by day. I don't like to think too far forward, but always like the next step. What can I do today that's gonna help each day? So that's all each day was, just getting better. Make sure I do my training, do my reading, fill my mind, body and soul, and each day that's what I was just doing.
What does surviving South London mean to you?
Uniquely meaning to me, it's the genesis of me, and it's the beginning. That documentary meant a lot because I drove deep into the beginning of as you said, the trauma, things that were locked within myself that I didn't speak about before. And just going in things when I'm listening to myself, thinking of things that was young, the early days, what made me who I am today, just like the early things in terms of like just being a African in in New Cross, going through all that, going through the bullying, the fighting, the postcode wars, just going in towards that. And I was looking at it thinking, okay, this is what made me. This is what put me into the man that I was today. So it meant a lot, and it meant in terms of like, look what I've overcome. Look at these odds I've overcome. You know what I mean? And when I do see it, because I've got the estate in the background, I think of, wow, there's friends that I was around that are crackheads now. I've got friends that have messaged me off this week from seeing that, and they're, they're doing long sentences and message me that they're proud. So it's like, it's a lot deeper when you're saying that story, because it's like, people are like, yeah, like some people are like, yeah, some people, you're always gonna have your I can say your haters. You know what I mean? No one hates on a beggar on the street. You gotta be doing something and people are gonna say, hey, so if someone's hating on you, like, not feel good, but understand there's a reason why. Just keep going. So South London meant a lot to me in terms of reminding me to be grateful where I am and grateful where I'm about to go. Because sometimes in life we're kind of ungrateful at the stage where we're at. Always we want more. As human beings, we always want more. But sometimes there is that moment that wow, you know what? I overcame that hurdle, You know what I mean? So overcoming each hurdle. So that just makes me always realize, okay, any problem I've got now, I'm gonna look at it in years' time and say that I've overcome it. So yeah, that's what surviving South London meant to me.
Thank you. Shaka,
Yeah.
what, growing up in South London, what would you say is one of the lessons or moments that has shaped you?
I think the biggest thing that, even when I watch back my little clip in it as well, I think it's the resilience. I think one thing about South London, and I've got love for North London, East London, West. I'm not one of them South.
Shout out the whole of England, yeah.
It's Birmingham, Manchester, Yorkshire, like everywhere. Like we're repping everywhere. It's not just that, but I think one thing about South London is the resilience. When you make it from South, you can make it everywhere because nothing's not thrown at you. Like from an early age, you're seeing everything. Like from lots of trauma. Like from an early age, we're seeing guns, we're seeing knives, we're seeing trauma, we're seeing people get stabbed. We're seeing it as a very normal. Like even just to touch on like where Pesta's from, that's where I used to go play center. So he's he's a generation underneath me.
Mm.
So he's grown up in a generation where he don't even know a shaka. Do you
Yeah.
see what I mean? Because of our paths just didn't cross. So we've got older now and we've realized we know so much people in common. But even going back there, it was like, this is where I went play center, like Moonshot. It was like an Uncle Palmer.
Yeah.
He ran Moonshot. I've known him all my life. So going back there, it meant memory. And I said the same thing, resilience. I like where the part we are, just to be completely transparent. Ghetto, like you couldn't go down there and not get robbed if you didn't know someone. That was the resilience we learned from early. Like, don't get robbed. It was it was like that pressure to not get. It was a lot. It's a resilience. It's a long, resilience. That's what I learned from South London.
And this question's to both of you. So, seeing the final cut of the first episode, what was one of the standout moments for you? And or what was the most shocking thing for you?
I think on my side, Angie struck a nerve. Angie struck a nerve. She took it to a different level of. Yeah.
Shout out Angie B that couldn't make it today.
Yeah, big up Angie.
Hope you're in the comments, Angie.
yeah, no, she's repping. But yeah, her story, because she is a bit older than me, so she's getting first hand. Like for the New Cross Fire, my mum was supposed to go to the New Cross Fire.
My uncle was there.
Yeah, there she changed her mind. I would have grown up without a mum if she'd have went potentially. So when I'm hearing her story of it, that one hit a nerve.
Yeah.
Heston's stories hits a nerve, especially where he comes. He never talks about. I feel like I talk about it from more than him, but what he's doing now is madness. No one could talk to him.
Yeah.
You don't talk about it enough. Hopefully, you bring it out of him. But what he's doing at Sierra Leone and the sports ambassador, it's immense.
Same question to you, Hester.
What really shocked me and really moved me from the beginning when I was what was the first guy's name?
Jamal.
Jamal. Just hearing the triad, because we grew up with triads as well in the same facility, and they were like a little untouchable gang. We couldn't touch them until came out years later. Do you get what I'm saying? And people started playing with those things. But at that time there, just hearing their struggle, what he was going through, and then having to move house at a young age, and it was just like, wow. It kind of took me like, damn, I want to hear more.
Yeah.
And hearing Angie, because we're from the same estate, I didn't know who Angie was, but then I had flashbacks. I remember seeing her when I was younger, but she's older. And then I knew of her family and some of the stories she was telling about the people. There was one that passed away, and I remember I was a youngin' with that person and her brother smoking weed and just listening to their advice. So it took me in that like role, like that kind of back in the day. I was like, whoa, wow. Like that how it was in their state before I kind of started growing up, and then just hearing the trouble they were going through when there was people dying, murders, and it's not getting investigated, nothing's happening. You know, the fires, and she said about the people have come, and okay, the fires happened, then you've got the NF March coming, and it's like they're just rubbing the salt in the wound. And just hearing that, I was like, wow, there was just different struggle after struggle after struggle. And sometimes I realize you got to recognize, kind of look where people have come from to know where you are now and know where you're going forward. And I'm hoping people could look at the past struggles that we've had so they can understand where they're going forward. So, that was one of the bits that kind of shocked me, just hearing that.
Yeah, I think the standout part for me was definitely Angie. I got a bit teary-eyed with that because I knew about the New Cross fires through my grandparents. I think I was too young, and my uncle went there, but he wasn't inside the house when it took place. Shout out my uncle. But yeah, that one really took me back. And also Solomon as well, talking about I still can't get over. I lived up the road from Solomon. Shout out Brixton Soup Kitchen. But I was experiencing something completely different. So I feel like I had a bit of a weird upbringing. So I was doing like ballet, tap, contemporary and ballroom dancing. but then the man them's on the block. So, but the man them couldn't talk to me because my nanny wouldn't have it because my nanny had zero tolerance. But yeah, there was lots of stuff going on. So just
How does that
hearing
make
that.
you feel to know that you was literally living up 2 minutes from around the corner where madness was going on, but you was doing ballet? How does that make you feel?
So I didn't know for a long while because my brother was like 4 years younger than me. So I didn't know there was this whole thing going on outside.
Okay.
Like I knew I had to defend my brother. So I used to get into loads of fights back in the day because I had a younger brother. And so I used to have to go and defend my brother. Like people be like, oh, he can't come on the road. He can't come on the road. So I'd drag him on the road and see, when you see my brother, you better cross the road. Stuff.
Madness.
Because I was the oldest, I didn't have, and if I got the men in my family to come around, it would have been a different thing. So it was better that I went and said, you know, don't do that. But I still wasn't aware of the traumas. You know, the things are like parents were on Bedford Hill doing women of the night things. I didn't know that was going on because my nanny was making sure, even though she worked, she cooked, she cleaned, she was always there. So I didn't know that people were having those experiences just up the road from me and that they weren't having food to eat. There was always food on the table, even if it was corned beef and rice.
No, but I relate to that as well.
Yeah.
It's like my mum was a single mum, but she was a teacher.
Yeah.
So she'd come from ends, Rasta woman as well, but she struggled. But again, there was always food there.
Yeah.
Even if sometimes we're boiling the hot water to wash in the basin, you don't know about that level of poverty.
What about the oil? Using the oil to grease the skin.
Listen, you don't know about when you're in your yard and the electric goes off.
And you have to
take the key,
but walk up the
stairs, up the road. They don't know
because the emergency's gone.
Yeah, they don't know.
The emergency's gone. Bro, you bought a
knew it was going,
flashback, you know.
You knew it was going, but you chanced it. You kept chancing it, and then it just went, and then it's black, and then you've got to go down there, and they don't know about that.
Do you know what? It's so strange. You see that electricity thing? That's a trauma for me.
It is trauma.
So when I first moved out, I was not having a key. I didn't care. I didn't like. I'm paying monthly because I never wanted to wake up or my children to wake up with darkness. Because the darkness also meant the emotion couldn't work, and if the emotion couldn't work, that means there's no hot water. So for me, the first thing I did when I moved in, I called British Gas. I was like, I need a meter, not a key one. I need to pay monthly. And these are the small things that trigger us that we don't know. These are little traumas that we have that make us behave the way that we behave.
100%.
Yeah. How are we doing for time? Jay? Elmo, how are we doing for time? Okay, so South London is often painted as a real South London is often painted as a real dark, dangerous place. But like for me, I, you know, like even the title, I'm like surviving in South London because I can't imagine who I would have been without being in South London. And when we talk about South London, I need to be very clear. It's not about anywhere being less than. This is just our lived experience.
Yeah, that's true.
And speaking to Shaka, I know that he's got plans of doing surviving other places.
You got that.
But since this has come out, guys, I've had people come into my DMs. People from Birmingham, people from Nottingham, people from even New York. People messaged me and they said, oh my gosh, the things that you've said in the trailer, it could have been me. I've experienced this the same way. So shout out to some of you that's messaged me and we've spoken back and
the
forth.
reaction's been crazy.
What do you think about that stereotype? Because I know there's a particular stereotype I don't like about South London. It's the one about South London girls. Shout out Aja J, episode out on Sunday.
I ain't touching that.
But I know for me, that stereotype, as much as it's not me, it does a bit bother me because it's like, you know, stereotypes and prejudice and stuff like that. But what do you guys feel like when, you know, you say you're from South London and people might be like,
it's a barrier. Like, again, I worked a lot in the corporate world. You can tell by the way I talked. I don't talk speaky spokey. I talk very much South London, Jamaican
Caribbean
influence,
break,
Rasta,
yeah.
but articulate. You know what I'm saying, but that's not my thing. So I think with South London, it's like we've got a negative stereotype, but I've gone all around London, and it's just the same. I just think it's just, if you're not from South London, you're gonna think it's way scarier than it is. That's the easiest way to say it on my side. It's not as scary. You can walk up. There's every race, everyone's walking around South London. I've just come North London. I've been there for 2 hours. I've been on buses. I'm in the thing. Same as South. There's no problems. Problems follow you if you follow problems. That's what I truly believe.
Yeah. Pesta, how has South London shaped you? Like culture, dress, musical choices. How would you say it shaped you?
It shaped me, for me growing up. I'll say it shaped me in, obviously the slang the way we talk is just a kind of a different kind of way as well. Like I said, New Cross where I was, it was more of a Jamaican based area. So it's like, it's almost like you grow up with some of the slang and growing up as some of the culture, as you know, learning the music and etc. How's it shaped me? South London growing up, only when I started coming out, because I was mostly always based in New Cross Woodpecker, and I was one of those guys not really moving out much. When I started going out, I started knowing that we had that emphasis of like, don't really trust people from South, we're robbers, as that, and that sense. And that was only when I was like incarcerated, you know, knowing that people from South are just on robberies and shootings. That's it. That's all they're known for. And then I don't know, when you start growing up, you realize that kind of bit is all around. There's all different parts of London that have that similar kind of people or similar slogan, or don't go here, don't go there. And just when I got a lot out of that mindset, and I'm across in different areas of different people, corporate and all that, it didn't really kind of matter. I saw a lot different. I didn't think, okay, I'm from South London, I've got to be this, or we're in South London, we do it this way. I started understanding different people's lives and understanding, wow, they grew up different. Or you know, when you was 14, you didn't have like 50 people chasing you. Like, it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was it, like me. Wow, you grew up different. And I started understanding what it shaped me. I had to control my, because we grew up in South, it's like disrespect. We don't tolerate it at all. And when you're around people who are not from there and they're from different parts, they may trigger that disrespect. And you kind of shut off, and they think, bro, hey, what's hey,
slow down.
And you think, right,
John,
yo, this is kind of normal, because where I'm from, we don't tread that, we don't push that type of disrespect. We're so calm to each other. We're very, at this stage of our lives, we're very mindful of how we talk, and if we do offend, we're like, oh, cool. Like, especially that's that I've come from that. We don't want it to go there, but when I was around other people, they didn't mind treading because that was their normal. And sometimes you having to G-check some people. Hey, my friend, if you do that again, you're gonna see a side of me that I don't want to bring out, that made, you know. And I've had to do it in the boxing world, man. I've had someone call me out on social media and say, yo, hey, my friend, I will rugby tackle you, my friend. I'm not that type of person. Please, I know you don't do this social media calling people out, but me, I'm undefeated outside the ring. So please don't. I've had to G-check people, 100%.
To this day, Pesta.
To this day, I had to try to bad mouth me on social, because I was injured and saying he wants to fight me or something. And I said, my friend, that you DM me, do not try to use my name in social media. I will rugby tackle you, my friend.
I can't
Please,
believe.
don't.
And I saw you post that.
Yeah.
I understand. I didn't know who that was too, but I saw
I had to say, some of you boxers, you're getting it twisted. I'm not like the others.
The sports ambassador.
Yes, the ambassador. Realize that where I'm from is South London, and there's a way that we kind of have. So there's parts of it that is sometimes it's still kind of in you, though you're free from it. Do you know what I mean? And there is that when you were growing up, and like for me, I've taken beatings, I've taken rushings, I've I've gone through not being that guy. Been sent to the shop. Like I've gone through it. So when you get that little trigger of trauma, hey, you think I never had an older brother. Do you know what I mean? I eventually started knowing about fighting and getting. I wasn't like that. But so sometimes when that trigger comes, like, hey, you think you're gonna belittle me, or think, no, I'm standing up for myself because I never used to be able to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
And that to sometimes realize, yeah, that is a trigger or trauma from self growing up in my part.
And it's an interesting conversation because I don't quite live south. I live like south. I live south now. But I think it's not only just south. I think it's about social economics as well, like the areas that we were raised in. Because my grandma had a house in Battersea, and yes, it was Battersea, but it weren't
the poor part. Yeah,
it weren't that side of Battersea. It was like a triangle, and like fire trucks will come and do things on the weekend with the kids and stuff. So it was like a total different experience. And now that I'm older and I don't live like in Loughborough Junction anymore. Big up Loughborough Junction, Southwest 9 all the time. Sorry. I realized that I was going through a lot of trauma daily. Like I was like in school, I was fighting. Man,
I can't see it though.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I can't see you.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Shoveling
I should even let people
the
know. I know.
I
I had fangs. I had fangs like kitty on it, KITTY. Like it was crazy, boxer shorts and stuff. But yeah, I realized that I was constantly fighting all the time. Like just not for me, but for my brother. Like my brother was always RIP, my brother.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I was constantly fighting. And so I was always like ready. Do you know what I mean? And I remember getting into the corporate world, and shout out Denise Leander, Abby Balamosi. These women, they really took me under their wing in the corporate space. And they kind of groomed that behavior out of me. Because the first time someone, you said that, that disrespect.
Yeah.
Someone was poking me. I was thinking, raw, like, she's all right. And one day I was just like, just go outside. Like, because that's how I knew, like, that's what I knew to do.
Get to that point, it's just
go outside. And, those women, it's good to have a trusted circle of women or men that really care about you. I used to see with my brother and the man them on the block, like, they wouldn't just bring any guy off the road. If they saw you had like ambition or drive, they'd be like, no, you need to go to school, or you need to,
I would touch on
to
that
do
one
something.
As well.
Yeah,
I got saved by that. I'll just add that one of my brethren was one of them TGB man. I won't even scream his name. But from early days, he was just like, see that Shaka, he's got brains. Everyone ain't got to do this road thing. So he was always like one of my advocates, and I had about 3 or 4 older TGB man that like knew my mom, knew my uncles. That was just like, yeah, he's patterned, he's cool, just don't do that. So I big him up as well. I'm gonna Damien, big him up, because I remember the bus when he just said that. And I won't go too deep because I'm not affiliated or anything, but you know what I'm saying.
It's very important. I found for me to grow and the woman that I am, it took a village of people. And I do feel growing up in South London or even in Loughborough, there was a village of people that you could go to your neighbour's house. Shout out and rest in peace to Jennifer Richards, because she used to look after me for my nan when my nan had to go to work. Shout out Lisa Matthews' mum, Shirley. She used to look after me when I needed to go, when my nanny needed to go to work and stuff like that. But it really used to take a village to keep us on track. And there was a lot more community spirit. And there was a much more pouring into our culture. Something went wrong, but if you want to find out what went wrong along the roads, tune into the episode, episode 1, RepDatTV, and you can hear more about that. But yeah, the community was so important back then to keep you on.
So when they took the Rasta movement out, that's when it went left. That's and you might say I'm biased because I've grown up Rasta all my life, but when the Rasta community weren't as strong as it was, that's when it all started going left to me.
And I just feel like, even just in terms of the younger generation, I think the first generation of people, and they weren't the first, but the ones that, the Windrush generation, when we came over in mass influx, because we were invited, we came over in mass influx. They had strong work ethic. The older generation, my grandma, my great grandparents, grandfather, they had strong work ethic, and you'll find that they didn't have opportunity that we have today. Like we have things like universal credit and stuff like that. They never had that. They had no choice but to come here and work. I know you used to talk about your dad, how he came over and worked, and you know, you talked about your dad having a shop in Brixton. You know, they had to work really hard. And somewhere along the line, I think Angie B touches on it in the documentary, we kind of lost some of that a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. What do you think caused from our first generation coming over and working really hard, like the likes of your dad, my grandparents, what do you think made things change?
I would say, like, on my side, and what I experienced, and I'm probably a bit older, but I think the Rasta thing was so strong. And I'll get deep now, but like when Selassie and they couldn't find his bones, and there was all the Jannah dead, and there was all that uncertainty of when he was assassinated, a lot of people lost their way, and a lot of people picked up the pipes. A lot of the older dreads that you used to see in the red, gold, and green walking around, screaming togetherness with the African medallions, that started to become just gold chains. It just started to swell. And I remember it. And you say about all of us together, again, I'm one of them youths that grew up in a massive community. Everyone knew me, everyone knew my family, I knew everyone. It was all part of the Rasta community. So when that started fading around the early 90s, around 93, 94, we never got that back. We never got that back. Like these two here, they're off camera, but both Solomon and Dan knew who my dad was independently of me knowing them. Because that was a community, not because of anything else, but the community figures. People like Blacker Dread, I've known since I'm in the
Big up
pram.
Blacker Dread,
Yeah,
and
I've
his
known
sons,
him,
Rattling
big
and all
him up,
that.
In
all
Brixton
them
with
up.
them, so Brixton jail.
That's foundation. Like, big up D-Row as well. D-Row was an inspiration to me. He took me under a wing when I was like in my early 30s and was like, this side of media. So we always had the Coxon, Saxon, all of that was just the Genesis FM. All of them was guiding us and just showing us the way. So I think I was the last generation that had the elders put their arm around us and say, yo, go this way still.
Shout out my godfather and my dad. They owned a shop in Brixton called Gold Mine. It was a jewellery shop. Shout out my dad. He was a jeweller as well in Hatton Garden. So big up my dad each and every time. Pester, for you, what do you think changed?
Hearing that and that never really crossed our mind growing up. What they came from before. What I grew up on was seeing ghetto boys, like Peckham boys, seeing them rob handbags, seeing them, you know, do small drug deals. That looked like the way of life. There was no one telling us, yo, go school, stay in school. With school, you can get a good job. You can get this, try and buy a house, develop a business. You can be this, you can be that. No, what was emphasized was, you're seeing like people that don't go to school and they're looking good and everyone's gravitating to it. And it's like, wow, like if you try to go your own way, it's like you looked the bad one. It was like enticed of, following that trend, like you defending the estate, going to another estate or area, Peckham, so and so forth, and defend it. You are more glamorized. But that's what we knew. That, and looking at it like, right, that's what went wrong. Because I don't think there was anyone that was like, hey, yeah, no. Go school, go do this, get a job. You can get you legit money. You can actually buy a house. At this time, you can buy a house like this. You can rent it, sell it. There was none of that. It was just, make money from drugs. That was the most legit thing you can be. That was it. And gang warfare, fight, defend, and that's what's emphasized. And there was nothing like now when we have people coming to schools or youth. Like I go to prisons. There was nothing of that coming and saying, the only positive thing I ever had was someone doing a kickboxing session. That planted a seed for me to pursue it. Then I landed into boxing, a touch. But when every time I came back, friends are smoking weed. On one hand, I got the spliff. These were what was our normal and seen as, you're doing your thing. Selling drugs, smoking weed, you're doing your thing. There was no one really within that circle to say, no, you know what, I'm not doing this. And, you know, it was easily, then you start growing up and then some people that are older than us going on crack. And some people followed and some people not. That was the only thing that we first knew and said, no, don't smoke crack. That was the only positive thing we knew in our generation at that time.
So we're going to wrap up this segment. But before we do that, I want to say, I'm going to ask you, what's next for you? So you're the sports ambassador in Sierra Leone?
Sierra Leone, yeah.
What does that look like? Pick up yourself. Come on, tell the people. Sports ambassador. Tell them what does that mean?
Oh, that means that's just like, you know, helping a country that's not as developed in sport, trying to reach out to as much people as I can, you know, shipping equipment. Obviously, my main thing is boxing, so I'm just been developing boxing. Been in touch with the Professional Boxing Board of England here, and they're on, you know, helping me develop an actual government body, like basically co-signing it for professional boxing over there, trying to build more boxing gyms and get equipment over so I can grant them licenses that they can box around the world and just bring money into the country. Obviously easier said than done. But it's something, you know, I'm trying to do, you know, just like surviving South London. Could have been a cracker, could be doing life in jail, but I survived it.
Amen.
So if I can do that and there's a country of hope, I can do that. And I think it's just, like I said, when you start analysing life, I've analysed life and I look at life like, well, we're all going to die one day. What's the purpose in life? That's the thing. You look on your gravestone, there's the beginning and there's the end. So what's the purpose? Dash? Yes, the dash. That's my purpose, leaving legacy. That's what I want to, you know, that's my main thing, is leaving that legacy. That's the purpose for me of life.
Thank you. And well done. We're very proud of you. And you've got to let us know. We need to see when you in your cap and gown, when you're walking across the Masters.
Yes.
So make sure you send it in.
I'll have the invitation.
Yeah. And for you, what's next after this?
Survivor South. So it's just getting all of the episodes out. After they launched on RepDat, we've got a partnership with Film Hub Distribution. I'm saying the name because I'm dropping hints because I don't like to gatekeep. Go to Film Hub Distribution if you want to get to the major platforms.
Yeah,
they're the ones to do it. So putting this one out, studio as well. We're relaunching RepDatTV. We've got a new deal that's about to happen. I won't say it now, but just a lot of things in the pipeline. But just support us. We're an independent streaming platform. Just support us. That's it, really. No long pitch.
When is episode 2 out?
Very soon.
Okay.
That's what I've been doing.
Very soon.
They messaged me. I said, I put it straight there.
Basically, we finished all the episodes, but the editor just likes to keep tinkering.
Okay.
So that's why I don't want to put a date. We finished all the episodes about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But they've been tinkered with constantly. So yeah.
Okay. So if you haven't already, go and download RepDatTV app and check out episode 1 of the 4-part docuseries.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a quick fire questions now.
Okay.
Yeah. So what would you say sums up South London? What one word sums up South London?
Resilience. Said it before, say it again. Resilience.
Resilience.
Struggle.
Most iconic South London landmark to you?
I might say Morley's. I might say Morley's and just take the easy one out. Yeah.
That is, oh Lord, I'm trying to think of another one because you just took that word out.
Yeah, that's
damn. I'm gonna have to call Sam Morley's because I can't think of.
I can't believe.
I'll say Bagel King as well.
Bagel
and
King.
if you get a Bagel King ice cream, you'll get this branded Surviving South London ice creams by Chirps. Quick plug.
I said Bagel King, you know.
Yeah, we
that's
got
the classic
branded ice creams in there.
Underground, overground, or bus in South London? or tram?
No,
No,
but
you lot don't have tram.
in our southeast, we don't have much underground, you know.
We don't have any
Because I'm
underground.
from South.
Oh, yeah, you
we
lot
need
don't
we don't have
need
an underground.
You've only got like the Canary Wharfy
Yeah, all we
type
got is
of.
Elephant and Castle. It stops there.
Oh.
Or the DLR.
Gosh.
We don't have an underground.
from
fam.
we'll
We're not
have
as
to-
rich as Southwest. Anytime.
Big up Brixton. Victoria Line, Stockwell, not really Northern Line.
We ain't
Sorry.
got none of that,
Best kept secret in South London. No
Rep-
gatekeeping.
RepDatTV.
RepDatTV.
How you doing, man? Best Pepsi. Crep Select.
I'll big him up. You know,
Yeah, big him up, big him up. Yeah, that's
big,
no doubt, man.
big him up.
Big
Still,
up Crep
good
Select,
people.
man.
Favorite South London artist.
I'm not to do this. That London office.
Yeah,
Musician, rapper.
I'm trying to think of any.
I'm gonna big up. I'm gonna big up Novelist. Still,
Okay.
South London. From the ends broccoli.
I can't, but big up my brother in Conniver because he's from South, so big up Conniver. But for real, I can't think of none.
Okay. One South London saying or phrase that always makes you smile.
Whatever's clever.
You done know.
Yeah.
You done know. Big up Chris and Conan. You done know. A lesson South London taught you that you'll never forget.
Don't trust anyone. I'm trying to get over it.
Trauma.
Yeah, trauma.
Listen, oh, I got a few, you know. That is a very a lesson that South London taught me. It taught me, you know what? You don't have to. You don't have to have how can I say this a roster. You don't have to have a roster. Because that's what I was grown up in. Like, you have to have a roster. You don't have to have a roster of women. You don't have to. You don't have to chase a whole heap of women.
Big up Pesta. You don't have to chase a whole lot of women. You can have one. One is fine, guys.
Yes, because that was formed into
not all
us.
guys, because we don't generalize around here. But some of you, you know who you are.
We were told, like, someone will laugh at you. You're only with one woman. So that's cussing us in
marriage ring over there.
Anyway, yes.
And one last one. Best chicken shop in South London.
Morley's, isn't it? It's not even the best.
I say Morley's.
It's not even the best one. You know what? Big up coming up. What am I doing? Big up coming up.
Okay.
My brother, he's got a whole chain there coming up all around Newcastle, Catford, all of that. Big him up.
You know what bangs now?
What?
Favorites or Sam's, you know.
Oh, okay.
I've tasted Sam's just started sneaking. Yeah, favorite. You see,
it does. Yeah, favorites.
It felt like it was something quality. I was always on Morley, but when I take your favorite, it felt like I don't know,
because all I get is a triple M.
It felt like an elegant Morley's, like a step up, like rock. And I thought favorites now, because Morley's was the.
I'm not gonna lie. For me, the only Morley's is Brixton. The main Morley's. I don't know about the one on Summer Leighton. I don't know.
I know the oil's fresh and they fry it, but it's just reused.
Yeah.
They're looking left and
right.
The
main Morley's on the high road. That it doesn't beat that
one. I'll have to go.
Okay, guys. Do we have any questions in the chat, guys? Not really.
Right. No love.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
No interested. Yeah. What's that?
Let me see. Let me. Let's go. What's going on? Let me see if there's any questions. All right, I've got some from NGL. Let me quickly log into my NGL. Oh no, it's not loading. What would best describe surviving in South London?
The truth.
The truth.
Trauma.
The trauma.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. That's been amazing for the first half. We're now going to cut to a promo clip from Surviving South London. Check it out. Don't forget to put your questions in the comment section and go and download RepDatTV. We're going to change our guest over now. Watch the trailer.
Yeah, and I'm saying no. So I hold in Russians every day. Yeah, every day I got rushed. every day, you know, I was being, again, now targeted by the triads every single day.
My school was on from day one. Where are you from? I'm from Brixton. My postcode is SW9. Automatically meant you was a Brixton boy.
Another one dead, another one dead. And there's no help. There's no therapy. There's no way to deal with your grief. So I feel our community is internalizing a disease because we have got nowhere else for the cure. We can't get rid of it.
You know, we never ever had plans to be ghetto boy. It was never in the script. I never thought, you know, yeah, I'm gonna be a girl boy. It was never in that. I just didn't have that vision of building. I used to just love playing basketball. I think that was my first dream.
So again, when it's come to the age when people are starting to join gangs and get into certain environments, to me, it's like there's an excitement, but I don't need to join a gang. I really know these people. I don't know them by their street names.
Growing up in that time, it stems back from like the 70s, the 60s, even the 50s, like when we came over, the Windrush era, like Jamaicans were like a good population and they had a zero tolerance.
We lived on a really racist estate. So I remember, you know, my mum would always say to me, Selena, this is not like South London. You're going to have to learn to run. You're going to have to be more vigilant. There is a group called the NF, and I didn't know what she was talking about.
For me, like going out clubbing at a certain period, like you didn't know what was going to happen. Some of them raves started getting a bit rowdy. You know, the So Solid mob come on the scene, so it's sort of the streets really reached the clubs then. You know, people weren't dressing up to go clubbing.
Welcome back to Honestly Speaking with your girl, Honestly Trina. And I've managed to log into the YouTube, and we've got a few questions. So I'm just going to go through those questions now. But before I do that, let me introduce the next panel members. So with me, I have Dan from Brixton Street Team.
Where?
Brixton
Streetwear.
Streetwear from Brixton Streetwear. And we have Solomon from Brixton Soup Kitchen. Lots of Brixtons in the building. In the building. So before we get into your side of the interviews, I'm just going to go through some of the questions here, and maybe you can help me answer some of them. So navigating life in urban communities has been a bit crazy. How have you managed to navigate life in places like Brixton?
I think the ultimate word there is community. You know what I mean? I think if you're integrated from a young age into the community, I think it's just a natural progression.
Yeah.
But you know, I watched Solomon grow up.
Yeah.
He didn't know me, but he was doing his thing. But I'm a bit older than him.
Yeah.
So I watched these guys running around. So he can speak from a younger perspective, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say for me, it was just more like, it was just like, stay out of people's business. And most importantly, stay out of madness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool. Someone said, growing up in South London always has been a negative connotation, has a negative connotation to it. People only run with the negative narrative of what they have heard about South London, not necessarily what they knew. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, everywhere I go, really.
Yeah.
You know, when you say you're from Brixton, they go, oh, you're like, huh? Like I grew up in Tulse Hill, the Red Brick on Clapham, and in sort of like Old Loughborough, from where you're
Old
from.
Loughborough, yeah.
But them three places.
Oh, so you're on the other side.
So I was both sides. I was I was like in the triangle. So, but you normally get that, like someone says where you're from, or you know, even if you say you're from South, if you say any of them, like Peckham, Stockholm, Brixton, Streatham, everyone goes, oh, or even Clapham.
Yeah.
But Clapham had a bad rep back in the day as well, you know. So
shout out my godmother from off Bedford Road.
Probably know her. My mum lived just off there as well.
Red Brick.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah, it was. I think for me, it was like living somewhere where I knew was calm and peaceful and had unity and community. It was quite annoying when I heard people going, "Are you from Brixton?
Yeah.
You can't go down there." Like I would like make friends. I would go leave school and then go to like maybe like a training course in Camden Town, make friends over there and be like, "Yeah, I'm from Brixton. Like, yeah, come and check me." They're like, "Do I need a stab-proof vest and a bulletproof
Wow.
vest?" I'm like, "No, bro. Like, it's not like that."
Yeah.
And it's not until people actually come to Brixton that I was like, "Oh, like this is proper." Like, I didn't know it was like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just didn't really like the way how the media portrays Brixton.
Yeah.
They portrayed it as this massive gangland. You can't walk in. If you walk in, you ain't gonna walk out. And it was nothing like that.
Right. I get that. I remember working in the Brixton Job Centre on the front line. Yeah. And I remember people get sifted out because of their addresses. So at a point we had to tell them, don't put your address on there. I know that sounds crazy, right? But yeah, we told them to take their address off their CVs.
Yeah, I used to do that from like Connections.
Yeah.
Remember Connections?
I
on
would-
Ferndale Road.
Yeah.
Ferndale Road,
My
yeah.
collections was on before it was on Ferndale Road, it was on Acre Lane.
By the
Yeah.
opposite Lloyd's TSB.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they gave me my first real break.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because no one would give me a chance, but they give me my first. So big up Connections. Yeah.
Shout out Connections. So Dan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Dan. I'm from Brixton, South London, and I got a clothing brand which we built to help the community. And within lockdown, it sort of developed really fast. So the likes of Solomon, who I knew and I was watching, like Brixton Street Gym, they were struggling through the pandemic as well. So we tried to do a collective of where we give our profits away. So we still do that, but we do it on certain selections of the clothing, like Black Friday, we don't give no discount. So we basically, all the money we make off of that particular item of clothing goes back to soup kitchens, or it goes back to some sort of project for young people, try and make their life different, or better.
I love that. And what made you decide to be part of the Surviving South London documentary?
Well, it happened by pure accident. So one of our personal friends between both of us come down to the store where I was sitting there, and then I met Shaq and the other producer, and he started talking to me. He's like, "Well, hold on a minute." I mean, and then the guy that I was with said, like, "You need to interview Dan because Dan's been here for like ever."
Yeah.
So we got talking, and then all of a sudden Shaq said to me, "Oh, do you want to do it?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know."
Yeah.
And he went, "Oh, come on, man." So then I was like, "All right." And then we done the filming, and from there on it was like, "Yeah, all right, cool, yeah." People really need to hear different stories from different places.
Yeah.
And like from my growing up as a white boy in that area, to a black guy growing up in the area, it was the same journey but just different paths. You know what I mean? So I never knew no different when I was growing up there, because all my friends are from the Caribbean or from like African descent, you know, or Indian, like, and we all knocked around together. And it's only when I went into the real world of work that I understood what sort of implications it was talking like a black boy or being a black man in the community. You know what I mean? So like, I used to get a lot of people say to me, "Why are you talking like that for?"
Yeah.
Talking like what? Like, that's where I come from. And I think, as I said in the documentary, I think I was the first generation that stepped from, because a lot of black guys that grew up in London were talking Cockney. So they're like, "All right, mate, how you doing, sweet, isn't it?" And then I was the first generation that went the other way.
Yeah.
So it was more sort of like a street slang, as opposed to, we developed like South London accent. Yeah. It was kind of weird. It was part sort of patois, part English, part Irish. It was a big mix up, you know. So, and I remember it clearly. The way I dressed, people just knew where I was from. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
And you know, it's interesting what you said, because I remember saying I think I said it on the documentary, that I didn't know there was any kind of difference, because when we grew up as one.
Yeah, of course.
Like in my school, there was no kind of like discrimination or anything like that. And people were like saying, "Oh no, she's lying." But I'm like, nah, there was nothing going on in St. John's Primary School. There was nothing going on in there. Like, we literally grew up as one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like, and I think that's a perception people
automatically think, you know, they think like, because in the States, everyone's divided.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're trying to do at the moment with us. They're trying to drive a wedge. Yeah. Right.
Not just with race, it's with gender.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think there's like, we won't get into it,
Yeah.
but I think there's a lot going on at the moment. But
yeah,
because they can't really break it, it's disruptive. Do you know what I mean? But my thing was, I never understood any of it because I grew up in an area where my mum's best friend was from the Caribbean. My godmother was from the Caribbean.
My godmother's Irish.
Yes, it's mad, isn't it? But that's how it all works.
That's how it
You know
was.
what I mean? So it's like a big jump around. Like I was living in, like I didn't like the food in my house because we had all potatoes and cabbage. I went down to my mate Junior's house, God rest his soul. He died of sickle cell last year, and I grew up with him most of my life until he moved away. And but that was my growing up was in a predominantly Jamaican household, like because that's where I was all the time with him. And when I got back to my mum's, you know what I mean, it was like he was with me, and he's like, "Well, what's this? This ain't what I eat." You know what I mean? But it's
the mixing of cultures.
It's the mixture of cultures. But it's a great sort of thing when I look at it from my perspective to some other people's perspective. When I hear some people's stories about them growing up and about the sort of like a race sort of divide, I'm like, I never had that. Not once. My first girl was from Grenada, so like. And then my second girl was from St. Lucia in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? So like all my girlfriends from when I was a kid was from different places. Yeah. You know, and I never see it. Yeah. Like people go, "Oh yeah, you just say that." No, it's not like that. You know what I mean? My whole family's mixed. You know what I mean? So
well, I'm just happy to finally get you on the sofa because shout out Abs.
Yeah, Abs.
Trying to get him out.
My brother.
Yeah.
Good lad.
And shout out Judge as well, because Judge was trying to get you on there as well.
He's a good lad, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a great topic, but we won't get into that. Hopefully I'll get you back on the sofa.
No worries,
we can get into that. Solomon, for you, how did you get to be part of the Surviving South London cast?
So knowing Shaka for quite some time, he just hit me up and was just like, "This is something I'm doing, would you like to be involved?" And I was like, "It's a no-brainer." You know, I'd have said to him, "Am I able to let people know what Brixton is really like and the positivity that comes out of Brixton?" You know, and that was my main ethos of the whole documentary. Because a lot of the times people have so much negative views of Brixton and they don't know there is so much positivity. I see so much positivity in my community and it's just never spoken of. You know what I mean? You know, funny enough, we were speaking about connections. I knew if I went to connections and had a caseworker there and I said to them, "I've got no money, you know, literally starving, no clothes." They'll put me on a program where they'll give me Tesco vouchers and I didn't need it. And that was the same adaptation I took when I went into youth clubs. If I went in there and I was like, "Listen, I'm on badness now, flip over the table," I would get to go go-karting and go to eat Nando's. And do you see what I'm saying? So I was very much confused why is all the bad kids, why do they get all the reward? And the kids that are actually trying to make a change, they don't get looked upon. So I just wanted to kind of change that whole narrative around.
Yeah. And before we get into anything else, I want to give you your flowers because you did a successful back to school drive.
Thank you.
And I'm extremely proud of you and your team.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
That's done amazing work, and it's annually.
Yeah.
Shout out Kevin Bennett as well.
Yes.
My brother.
Yeah, my brother. Yes.
It's the Brixton connection. But yeah, you do so much amazing work, Solomon. It actually touches my heart.
Thank you as well, because we had a lot of people going, "Yeah, I saw you and talking to Trina." I was like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah. The way it worked.
Honestly, I was trying to get back from Brighton, but I was doing the football mum thing. So, but also, shout out Feki as well, because the week before, Becky did an amazing back to school drive as well.
Yeah.
I really rate even hearing how you donate money back to the community. It really warms my heart. But you touched on something as well. So for those of you that don't know, it's Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and we really do need people to go out and donate blood. I'm about to do something, so just stay tuned. But I'm about to do some work around a blood drive, so I need you guys to come and support me. So please, please stay tuned. And if you want to get involved in the Sickle Cell Awareness blood drive that I'll be doing with Sickle in Me, Vix, please stay tuned, DM me and let me know if you're interested or how you can help and volunteer. So one more plug before I get into more questions. If you haven't already, download RepDatTV. You can get it from the App Store and you can watch Surviving South London episode 1. So back to some more questions. So how do you think growing up in South London has affected your personality?
When I was younger, it was quite aggressive.
Right.
Like, I was quite like everything was quite angry. You know what I mean? So like I think the background I grew up in, the people I grew with, I think it was genuinely like that. But like you said earlier, if the level of disrespect, you just didn't tolerate it. I think you understand that as well. So, but as you get older, you realise that you got to have framework around you to say, look, I've got to accept some of it because these people don't understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I think as I grew up and I had the elders there looking after me, I was very, very lucky. Yeah, very lucky. I had people come and take part in my life, which changed my direction, and then people changed my attitude. Yeah, and I've become a bit more calm, a bit more relaxed, and when children do that to you as well. So that happened to me as well, where it changed my whole direction. And yeah, now I'm a totally, like, I was a nice guy, but I was very sharp.
Yeah.
Now I'm a nice guy and I'm calm. I think it's because I can't fight no more. I'm getting old.
What would you say is the one thing that kind of changed or made you pivot?
My daughter.
Your daughter.
Yeah, my little girl. Yeah, she was born. She was born in 98.
98.
And when she was born, I think I felt it when I stepped off the bus, because I got a bus back down to Clapham, where mum was living at the time. So on the red brick.
Yeah.
So I got off the bus and I remember stepping off the bus and it was like it was a different feeling. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're a father, yeah, especially a father of a girl, yeah, it changed my whole perception of what my life was about.
Yeah.
You know, and I got home and I remember I was sitting there and I was like, what the hell's gone on? But yeah, that for me is my little girl. Yeah.
And the same question to you, Solomon.
I would say there was like literally so many things, how it made me act towards people, seeing people's, just the way how people's living. You know, it was like I saw them on the road,
yeah,
and moving vicious on the road, and I was able to go to their home and see why they're moving vicious on the road. And a lot of it kind of made me more calm. Living in South London made me so calm and more understanding of others. Do you see what I'm saying? And it was just like South London had such a massive stigma. Everywhere I had to go, it felt like I had to rep. But I could never rep on badness. Badness was just not in my bones. And I just always just wanted to let people know what South London was really like.
Yeah.
Southwest London.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it made me look more deeper into people, why they act the way how they act, why they move, seeing their parents, you know, is it a lot of the things what their parents would probably say to the kids, but the kids would probably move different when they're at home, and then when they're on the streets, they're acting mad. So it kind of gave me a lot of conversations in my head. You know, when I see somebody, we would have like maybe a girl coming into Summer Leighton, and she'll walk into Summer Leighton being like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm in Summer Leighton." And we're like, "Bro, it's just an estate." But for her, who lives probably in like New Adam,
Yeah. It's a mythical place.
it's an absolute magical place. Remember, we didn't have social media, and it was just all the word on the curb. Do you see what I'm saying? And when she was there, she was just like, I'm surprised she didn't have like one of those cameras. You know the cameras you have to wind it to take pictures. Do you
The
see
Kodak.
Yeah.
Kodak.
Do you see what I'm saying? And everyone was like that.
Yeah.
Especially just coming into Brixton, people was just like, "Oh my God, like, I can't believe I'm in Brixton." So yeah, it's definitely made me think back, go deeper, don't just judge. Do you see what I'm saying? It's made me, so calm and just so calm and collective.
And I know on our episode you talked about being a parent. What is the one thing that you think has changed your parenting style? Just being a South Londoner.
Wouldn't say much changing because I won't beat them more time. But again, I think a lot of it is learning from what my parents used to do. Just like I said before, I was quite lucky to have my mum and my dad in the household. And a lot of people never had that. So I was lucky enough to get teachers from my mum, teachers from my dad. And now I have a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
I know how to kind of move with my daughter, who's 16. She probably want to bun weed. She probably want to follow her friends. She probably wants to go and lick it. And these things is what I know. It's not teachings from the house. It's more
external environments.
Yeah. And I'm saying, listen, you could talk to me because I was 16 as well. I'm not one of these fake parents.
Born big.
I'm there. I was there. I was on it with the man them. I didn't need to. Consequence. And that is what I more install in both of my kids.
I love that. So have you both had the opportunity to watch episode 1?
I have, yeah. I've.
So watching that episode 1, what was the most shocking thing that you saw in that episode?
I think it was like
or Standout.
Yeah, Standout. It was probably like Shaq's story. You know what I mean? So for me, it's Shaq's part. I won't tell everyone what it is because I don't want to give it away. But yeah, Shaq's like listening to Shaq talk because obviously he was the producer, and it was like, oh boy, you're the real deal. You know what I mean? Because everyone's like, not that I doubted him, but when you hear stories, because people don't really say that to you when you're just talking in general.
100%.
So yeah, that for me is, a bit of that, and some of Solly's stuff as well, because I was there watching all these things happen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So we did have we had a premiere on Sunday, and I know I mentioned Angie B, but also what I found rather interesting is Selena's story. Selena is the founder of Coco Girls, and having that experience of being the friend of Stephen Lawrence.
Yeah.
And we ain't got into that bit yet, but just understanding how that intertwined into different people's lives, because I know that Pester touched on it, Shaka touched on it, and then Angie B as well touched on it. So it's interesting how one incident, and I mean, I can remember being in the playground in Charles Edward Brook having a conversation about it. One incident really interwove into so many people's lives. Talking about Stephen Lawrence, how did that impact you both? And can you remember that time?
Yeah, I can remember that time because I got stabbed on the same day as him.
What?
Yeah, I got stabbed in the early evening. We knew, because there was no social media back then, you never knew nothing about what was going on until the news the following day. But I had a fight in Clapham. Wow. And I got stabbed the same day as that happened, because I remember I was in the hospital, and then when I left the hospital, I was sitting in my house, and it was massive because he got killed. And all my cousins are from Kidbrooke, which is just 2 minutes away from where it happened. And my cousins, they knew Stephen, and a few people that like I know, like my little brother's friends, like my brother Peter, they knew of him as well. So, like, yeah, you realize that, like, you have to look at the picture at what you see at the time, and it looked very much like a targeted racist attack on him, you know. But it was the other on my side. It was like two black guys that done it to me on this side. But it's like I never thought anything of it. It's just street. It's just what happened when you were out there doing what you're doing. I wasn't even up to no good. It was just an altercation. We had a row and argument, and because I didn't mind the fight,
it escalated.
it just went into a fight, and then the next thing you know, I got stabbed with a screwdriver. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is part of the documentary, but I remember because there was some stuff like that in the episode, and I remember like it's actually not normal the things that we're saying. I just want to say that.
Well, the thing is the problem is where you grow up, where we grew up,
it was normal.
It was normalized
Yeah.
because it was happened so often, and like even like for me now, there's a lot of youngsters on the estate we come from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when my children grew up and you grew up on Loughborough,
Yeah.
like they've lost their lives down to stupidity, and we can never get them back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know a couple of their mums, and I've watched them grow up and they've become young men, and now they're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So fortunately enough, some of us are still here to try and change the
trajectory of that.
of what is going on, you know?
It's so sad. And, you know, it was normalized. And I think about the fact that I was in year 7 and someone in my school got stabbed in the leg with a fork.
Yeah.
You know, and that was kind of like normal. But it wasn't normal. But it was so normal. And when you speak about how many people that lost, like I always think about Adrian Ham, R.I.P. Ham, and I've had his brother David on the show as well. It's a traumatizing environment, but we've managed to survive and thrive. And I'm hoping that when people watch Surviving South London, they're able to see that there are other ways to achieve things. We've got some entrepreneurs here that are giving back to the community. Most of the people all of the people in our documentary are doing amazing things, whether it's from having a school, because Jamal's got a school. We've got, again, Selena with the magazine. We've got Angie B that's changing lives locally. We've got yourself with the clothing company that's helping to give back to the community. You've got you that's doing amazing stuff. And I've got my little talk show.
Yeah, we got our own Oprah. We got our own Oprah. That's what we've got.
and I also do mentoring and coaching for young women that going into the corporate world, because I was someone that didn't understand the rules, you know. So I had to go into a corporate world, and I had to learn to navigate that. And without those women, I probably would have got gross misconduct or something like that. So
I think that's why we work for ourselves.
You see, that's the better option. If you don't want to get gross misconduct, go and start out your own business. Right. So what made you share your story on camera? How do you feel so comfortable to share your story, Solomon?
I just think it's just, it needs to be said. A lot of the times when I see, it's amazing when I go into schools and kids are just rushing up to me trying to take my picture. I can't even go carnival. It's mad.
Wow. You need a float, man.
It's crazy.
I'm going carnival with a float.
And for me, I like the fact that people would see me as a celebrity for doing good.
That's the best type, though, isn't it?
Every time you see people doing, oh my God, yeah, they're on badness, they've wetted up so many man. I'm like, no, I'm not wetted up a soul.
Do you know what? It's wicked seeing it. Do you know what, right? It's wicked seeing them because they don't only just do them big projects, they do little projects as well, where you'll be going past and then we got biscuits here, we got this, we got that, you know, and I see him out there and he's just cool and he's doing his thing and he's maneuvering everything and like, and his team, because they're all working hard, you know, and that is, it's pretty impressive, you know what I mean?
How would you say South London's changed from when you were growing up to what it is now, Dan?
You got to remember, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s in that area.
Yeah.
So
you've seen a lot.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. When I tell my story to people, they look at me and go, "You must have lived 2 lifetimes." But it's like I've been around it all, so
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of what's going on. But yeah, from when I was a kid, like it was a lot of the Caribbean community. So I was heavily involved in that sort of side of it. The sound system side of it. Like my friend's dad used to have dances at his house.
Yeah.
Then it moved on a little bit, and like as I got a little bit older, I was in the pubs with the Irish because my family's from Ireland.
Okay.
So I end up drinking in there, and there was a lot of Irish people. Then they moved on. The Caribbean community slowly started to diminish in the 90s, and then we got like British Jamaicans or British Caribbean community here.
Yeah.
Now they've moved on a little bit. Now what we got here at the moment is South America. So you got a lot of Colombians, Ecuadorians. You know, so where they say gentrification, the place is going to keep on changing. So we can't stop change. The problem with it is that we got to try and keep that essence of the Caribbean community within Brixton, because that's what it's known for. You know what I mean? And like, I would like a lot of the sort of the younger people to sort of look into their history and say, look, we've done great things. You know, for me, I know my history about Ireland. People come and try and put me on blast in my shop and go, why'd you do this? I'll tell you why I do it. This is why I do it. Yeah. I have no shame of saying the way I feel and what I want to be or how I want to do it. You know, and I know that back in the day, my grandparents helped people. And I think it just stemmed onto me helping people, you know, because it's if I never connected with my little brother again after many, many years, because we got split up when we were kids.
Yeah.
If I never connected with him, this would never have happened.
Yeah.
You know, because he was the creator of what we're doing. There's a lot of his development and his ideas, but us together was a force that can't be touched. You know what I mean? And I reckon if we were left together, we could have ruled the world. You know what I mean? And made it a better place. But there's other things in this universe that stop these things happening. It's just fortunate enough me and him found each other, you know?
And we still got time.
Big up my brother. We can still try. We're still trying. Well, listen, he's a mile ahead of most of us, but we're still there. We got to carry on doing what we do.
And it's really interesting when you talk about the changes. So I was like 80s, 90s, the 2000s. But you can see the change. Like even in the marketplace, you know, when you go into Granville, like it's so different, you know, like there was a Tesco's where Quick Save was, and then Quick Save is not there now. It's like, I think it's a Sports Direct and stuff like that. People don't remember there was a Tesco's there.
Of course, I remember it well, A lot of people never went there because it got robbed.
But
but you know, touching on what Shaq said earlier about the electric key, right? See that there?
Yeah.
I used to come down Ferndale Road, hide on the corner. I was about 12, I used to hide on the corner, and there used to be a guy that used to walk up and down there and wait for you to go to the key machine. Remember the LEB?
LEB, oh my god!
So where the furniture shop is now. So I used to wait till he got to the end, right where the police station was, run across, put the key in, and used to have to beg that the money would, because sometimes it dropped back out again. Because if he got back to you in time, the money's gone. You know what I mean? So that was that was a memory of mine that I was like, my mum used to go and do the key. And when Shaq said it earlier, I thought, that was like traumatizing for me, you know?
The key was a traumatizing
thing. Outside and pump the key.
Bro, you used to have to put the key in the wall in the road and put your pound coins in. And that wasn't the best part of it. The key never worked. So the blind, you've done everything to make the key work. You know what I mean? Yeah, but mate, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh, then the key
I'm glad they've done away with it.
It turned into a card and all kind of different things. But really traumatizing. I remember the light going in the middle of the night and having to walk out to the main road underneath the bridge at Loughborough Junction, busing the left and going to that shop. And then if their machine weren't working, then you had to go to the next one. Oh my gosh, the trauma.
And when the man behind the counter, he's like, no, you face dropped. You're like, nah, try again. You know what I mean? Try again, I used to rub it on the fridge. I rub it on the papers. I remember it well. Hated that. Now I got it on my phone, I don't got to worry. You know what I mean?
I'll pay monthly. Whatever it is, we'll pay it monthly, because I'm not going through that sort of trauma.
I still live in the hood, man, so I got no choice.
No, literally, I remember, like I said it earlier, but like that was the one thing from the trauma of growing up that I was like, my kids are never gonna wake up in the dark. It's crazy stuff. So what is the one thing, Solomon, you would like people to take away from the documentary?
I would like them to take away the positivity on everybody's story. Seeing the hardship of what everybody lived and made massive changes. there's too much on TV, on social media, on all these drill sites, just showing people jail and making it look fun, and they never show and promote someone who left school with 10 GCSEs, and they don't someone who's putting on a back to school drive. And but if I decided to walk out Brixton with a submachine gun, that will be on every social media going. Do you see what I'm saying? So how could we get those media coverages to start covering the amazing people who survived and made it through South London?
And Dan, to you, what is the one thing you want people to take away from surviving South London?
I would say the achievements of the cast that's on it, because they're real people. This ain't no just show. These are real people. Me and Solomon live this life every day. Like I go past his place, bip, 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 and he's like, yo, Debum, and you know, and it's vice versa. When the girls come past the shop, or any of the people who like from his team come out, so everyone always waves or says hello. And I think you know what, we ain't finished. Yeah, so we can't say we've done great things. We're doing great things, and I think showing these youngsters that there's a way to achieve without going onto them sort of avenues or the roads like that, because everyone wants to glamorize lifestyle. Yeah, I can remember playing like penny up the wall, marbles on a drain, and that for me was the way I used to live my life. It was they're my fun memories. The bad memories were the ones that come after that, and my children never had to live that life because I made sure that I directed them well away from it. And I wish that someone would just take that from it. You know what I mean? So good luck to them, and please just take someone from your community that's doing great things and try and mimic what they're doing, because you know imitation of something great can become greatness. You know.
And as much as this is surviving South London, we know that people are experiencing similar things like we've gone through throughout the world. This is not unique to South London. Yes, it has grown us into the individuals that we are, but these things happen across the border. So look at people in your local areas and see the amazing things that they're doing and try to emulate that. Before we wrap up, what would you like people to know that you're doing next, Dan?
What I'm doing next, I do loads of projects anyway. My store's in the middle of Granville Arcade. It's a hub, it's a community hub for people to come and sit down, talk about whatever they want to talk about, relax. They come and see what we do. Even if they're a musician, they come in and perform. The platform's there for them. The other thing is we'll probably be doing a project come Black Friday, which I want to do it for sickle cell, because I've never got the chance to do it for my friend last year. And that there, like, he was my bona fide for life. You know what I mean? So I'd like to do something to basically give back or make awareness a bit more aware in the community, because I think where we are in the corner there, we're quite effective. You know, and we're quite well known, and our projects are quite well known what we've done or what we're doing. And so that would be one of the things that we're going to step into, I think, next.
And RIP Chaz as well. Chaz was a guy that I grew up with who had sickle cell. He unfortunately died in Jamaica. It was quite a big story. It was on the news simply because they didn't understand that he had sickle cell and he needed to come back to the UK, but he didn't match his passport. So they wouldn't allow him to come back to the UK. He needed to sort out the passport to get back. And in that time that he was trying to sort out the passport, he passed away. So rest in peace, Chaz. And my deepest condolences and love to his family as well. Solomon, what would you like people to know you're doing next? I know you got something else coming up.
So we've got our annual fireworks event that we do every 5th of November. Again, main reason is because fireworks used to be free for the community. They've taken that away. So we team up with a lot of different organizations that donate to us for us to put this firework event on. And then after that, we're going to be focusing on the Christmas as well. So providing families with Christmas trees, Christmas decorations, turkeys from the CC Foundation, and most importantly, presents to go under people's Christmas trees every year, just so they can have a Christmas experience.
And if people want to help to donate, what can they do?
Please just again go on all of our social medias, brixtonsoupkitchen.com. Just Brixton Soup Kitchen on all social medias, and you can donate. Little as £1 will go so far.
Okay, thank you so much. So we're going to go for a quick fire round. If you want to ask the guests any questions, please put them in the chat now, and we'll do that straight after the quick fire round. So, favorite South London slang word?
Rude boy.
Rude.
Long thing.
Long thing.
And raggle.
Raggle. Oh. One thing you'd change about South London if you could?
What would I change about South London? I'd like to put a lot more community centres and youth centres for children.
Yeah.
Because we've had them all taken away from us, and our wonderful mayor tells fibs.
I'd like to have more of those back in. There were so many, man.
Well, it helped us all. You know, we got to mix with everybody. I got to mix with people from north, south, east and west of South London, and we all done different things, play football, table tennis or bench ball, and we ain't got none of that no more.
And I think in those community centres, we were able, or ventures, we were able to learn social skills. We learned how to do conflict resolution. Like we might have a punch up, but after tomorrow we're talking again.
Yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah. So we do need those back.
I was going to say that, but
I beat him to one thing in my life.
That was amazing. But I would say nightclubs, Colosseums, and the Medusas, and Mass, and Frid.
How old are you, man? Picking up some.
I can't believe it.
Imperial Gardens.
Oh my God, that was honestly, that was like a death trap. One way, one. But yeah, do you know? Fun fact, guys, my first ever rap performance, was in Caesars in Streatham at a choice event. Yeah,
I went there. They used to do on Saturdays, £25 entry, drinks all night. Finish at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's been wavy, man. I know. I picked that before the end, though.
They used to do the 1st of July in Caesars as well. Do you remember that 1st of July thing?
Well, yeah.
Big up, David. Next question. What is the first thing you think of when you hear home?
Well, now that you have this one first.
Brixton. Comfortability. Warmth.
Okay, Dan.
Yeah, for me it'd be Bricky straight away, and also the red brick, because I spent a lot of my time as a teenager there. So like my home was between Brixton and red brick.
Yeah.
But what red brick we class as Brixton?
No, it's funny because it's an SW4 postcode, but when I was younger, that's where all the man come from, mate. You had it all on there. Everyone was from there.
Do you remember like Brixton was just everywhere at one point?
Yeah.
They weren't all kind of like, oh, well, I'm from this part. It was just like the whole of it was Brixton.
Yeah.
For me, when I think of home, I think S West 9. I don't know why.
I was born in Southwest too, but I live in S9. You know what I mean?
S West 9.
I've got mixed allegiance.
Yeah. Favorite South London artist or group?
R.A. Real Artillery. R.A.
R.A. Big him up.
Yeah, I just like his stuff. He's got an old school swag, and he's on the block, isn't he? You know, he's there. You know, he's always about, and he does a lot with community, doesn't he, as well? So
Roadside G's.
Big him up, man.
Yeah, big up Elms.
Run up
from my block. Elms.
MC's in my shop.
Yeah. Shout him out. He's got a show coming up soon.
And Level Man, Mama Marissa, them guys. Listen, big them all up. You know.
Yeah.
There's too many, man. R.A., Dan Diggers, Elms, Solo, Young Teflon.
Oh, big up Tef.
Too many names. Temp Man.
Big up Temp Man.
I've got big up one more person. Jumping Jack Frost.
Jumping Jack Frost.
He's an OG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's before all of them, but he's like a big ambassador for me as well. So when my brand come in, he took me under his wing a little bit and said, look, I'll wear it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Big up PDC.
Yeah, yeah.
Big up Jaja Souls.
Yeah.
My
Because
brother.
without him,
Mhm.
honestly speaking, wouldn't even be a thing. So big up Jaj, and I call him Elijah. Anyway, my brethren, my brother. Right. If South London was a flavour, what would it taste like?
Chicken. It's gotta be jerk chicken.
Chicken and chips.
I would have said it tastes like Morley. One South London, no, we're not do that one. A lesson South London has taught you and you'll never forget.
Not to step in before you observe.
All right.
So I always observe everything I'm doing before I step into it, because I think when you're younger, you grow up here and you put your foot in something and you know all about it. Is it what they say? What you don't hear, you may feel. And that's exactly what it is. So look before you leap.
I love that.
Same thing.
Look before you leap.
Same thing.
And I will say for me is not everything you're invited to, you need to attend.
All right.
Yeah, I like that one, yeah. But that's me anyway.
Yeah. And that could be from an event to if someone's trying to invite you into an argument, you don't have to respond. Yeah, so not everything that you're invited to, you need to attend. Lastly, if you could describe South London in a film title, what would it be?
Surviving South London.
Surviving South London.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got some questions from the live chat. First of all, big up Dion. D. Marie Elliott, yeah. She comes to the shop.
Yeah. Thank you.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Don't be too hasty. Feel free to love. And not everyone's your friend.
Same question for you. What advice would you give to your younger self from your experience growing up in South London?
I would say definitely be more courageous, leap in, and most importantly, if you think of something, you have an idea, go out and do it. I had so many ideas and I just slept on it. And I think when I had the idea to do the soup kitchen, I said, I'm not doing that again. I'm just doing it. And look what it came out to.
Next question. Do you think that the gentrification of Brixton is good for the community or has it had a negative impact?
I've always said gentrification is good because change is always good. But I've always said that the community needs to be involved. Me living in Somerleyton, when I'm walking out Brixton and I'm seeing all these changes, I was saying, surely they couldn't have just done it. This had to be planned 3 years ago. How come I wasn't in none of the meetings or none of the, one of the stakeholder meetings and things like that? So I just think there needs to be more branding to say, guys, look, we're coming into Brixton. This is what we're planning on doing. What's your thoughts?
Thank you.
I think a lot of lackluster with advertising as well, because people just do it, like businesses just do it. So like big corporation businesses as well. You know what I mean? So
what tangible things can be done to uplift the community?
check on your neighbours, like the old people, like we used to do back in the day. I think that's one that's important. I said look out for the youngers as well. Some of them might not want to listen to you, but they just need to hear what you say.
Yeah.
So I think you just got to be observant and try. I think the elders, these young kids that are on the estate, sort of, when they ask you questions, engage with them, let them know what it's really like. Don't try and sugarcoat it and find out yourself and all that palaver. You got to say, stay away from it. You know what I mean? So that's what I've done with a lot of them on there. Some of them took my advice. Some of them ended up in jail. Some of them ended up in other places. You know what I mean? So sometimes listen to when someone's telling you something before you do it yourself and burn yourself.
Yeah, don't be hard at hearing. Another question. How do the cast propose to make a difference to the way South London is viewed and perceived?
Oh, so the cast on the show?
Yeah.
They're already doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're already doing it. This is why you need to watch the full show.
Yes.
Make sure you log on.
All episodes.
All episodes. RepDatTV. Download it now
then.
from the App Store. Episode 1 out now. Part 1 of a 4 episode series. What we got here? Okay, I think that is it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this live, my first live ever. Thank you to Myriad Studios, Jay and Elmo. Apologies for the delay in starting, but we will be doing more lives. So make sure you log in, subscribe, like, comment, and follow all the guests. Can you tell us where they can find you, Dan?
Yeah, they find me at Bricks and Streetwear on Instagram. And they find us on Facebook and TikTok. Not that I'm very good at any of it, my team deals with it, but yeah, that's where we are.
And same Bricks and Soup Kitchen on all social medias. I'm still trying to get my TikTok back. I could not log into my.
No,
I got my personal Solomon TikTok.
Yeah.
But during COVID, I created a Bricks and Soup Kitchen one, and for the life of me, I can't get into it. There's someone out there can help me. That'd be amazing.
TikTok's AI, it's a nightmare. But big up TikTok anyway. Go and like, comment, and subscribe on my TikTok. You can find me at Honestly Trina, here on YouTube, here on Instagram, also on TikTok. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for your continued support. Please, again, if you haven't already, go and check out episode 1 of Surviving South London, which I like to call Thriving in South London. Yeah, download the app now. It's available in the App Store. And yeah, thank you again for watching. It's been amazing. Shout out Jay and Elmo. That's a wrap for us.
Peace.
Thank you, guys.